Journeys, better known as Shalinda.
And my name is Bronze Visionary, better known as Deshante.
And welcome to
Soul Talk.
And we welcome y'all here. This is our very first episode of Soul Talk, where today we will be talking about self-love. I hope you guys are ready because we're about to jump right into it.
Soul Talk is pretty much a channel where people like you and like me can come together on one platform and be able to share our mind, our thoughts, our experiences, so that we can just be able to come together and connect more. What we want to do most importantly is kind of dig into what self-love means. That's what we're going to be talking about today on today's episode.
Okay. And I just want to start by saying, to me, self-love, it means opening up. It means being free. It means being comfortable with myself and knowing who I am, to where any place I go, people they can tell me things about myself, but it shouldn't be things I don't already know. And most of the time people get down on themselves and lose that self-love because we're listening to what other people have to say, when we should dig deep and find those things out about ourselves. I was at a point where I did lose myself and I wasn't loving myself, but I had to start doing things that embodied self-love, that made me feel good, to where I wake up every morning and look in the mirror and tell myself, I love you, Shalinda. I love you, every part of you, from the things I don't like, from the things that I love about myself. It's all about that. You can't just embody self-love with things that you just love about yourself. You have to find the things that you don't like, the good, the bad, the ugly, and incorporate that all in your self-love. Do what you need to do to change that so you can feel more love into yourself, and just pour everything you need into you to make you feel good. It's all about you and how you make yourself feel good. And one of my coworkers used to always say something to me, and she was older, but she used to say, I love me some me. And back then she used to say it so much it didn't click with me, but as time went on and I started going through things and I started having to dig myself out of things, I had to realize I had to pour into myself, because can't nobody do that but me. Can't nobody love me like I'm going to love me. So I have to get up every day and start showing myself, even with my affirmations, I love you. You are beautiful, Shalinda. You are amazing. You are great. Just talking to yourself, building yourself up. So self-love means a lot to me. And I hope we can help y'all start incorporating that in your everyday life, so you can start learning how to love yourself more, or even taking some of the things that we do and incorporate what you are ready to do to pour that into you more.
A lot of people find it hard to completely be able to love themselves because they may have been through things in life, they may not have forgiven other people in life, and that is holding on to them, and it's kind of like interfering with them like actually 100 wholeheartedly being able to love themselves. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to look at yourself. You have to, like she said, do affirmations in the morning. When I get up in the morning, it's like a struggle, because you're literally trying to fight the troubles of the world and be able to see your quality and specialness within yourself at the same time. So it's kind of like, I'm waking up, I'm like, okay, I'm getting my day started. A part of self-love is, like you said, you can go in the mirror, you can look at yourself and tell yourself, I am beautiful. That's what I do with my kids. I wake them up and I tell them, repeat after me, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am powerful. When you keep telling yourself these type of things over and over again, it's kind of like your mind is a computer. It starts downloading those thoughts, downloading those emotions and feelings that you have about yourself. So that's kind of like step one to self-love, because everybody, put on this act as if they love themselves, but then when they go home, they're looking at themselves in the mirror and can't stand who they really are. So you have to first forgive yourself for whatever it is that you've done in life. Your story is your story. Nobody knows your story like you do. So forgive yourself for whatever it is, childhood traumas, whatever it is, because most of the time childhood trauma is the reason why people cannot properly love themselves. So I call it shadow work. Look back at your shadow. Look back at that thing that keeps haunting you, but you know what I'm saying, you see it and it's coming up on you everywhere you go, but you're really not facing it. That's your shadow. That's your childhood trauma. That's your insecurities, all of that. You have to look at yourself and say, you know what, I do have low confidence and low self-esteem. let me work on that. You get what I'm saying? You have to first admit that.
We believe that, and I'm gonna just be honest and open with y'all. My childhood trauma was my dad wasn't around. Anybody who knows me, my stepdad has been in my life since I was 8. That's the daddy that I know. That man raised me. That man taught me everything, literally how to drive, everything that man taught me. But somehow I still held a void and abandonment issues from how my real dad made me feel. I couldn't properly love myself until I forgave him. So earlier this year, I took it upon myself to truly do that work, find out all the things that I held back in my childhood. And I went through this book when the book talked about it, and I had to do some assignments that got me through that hurt and that pain. It was not easy. A lot of people don't want to do that work because they don't want to build up in the past. And I talk about that because so many people have this closet where they just keep adding all this trauma, keep adding all this pain, and not knowing that one day you're going to walk to that closet and it's going to be so full that all of that stuff is going to spill out on you. And you're going to have to get going and start figuring some things out, or you're going to be stuck in a depression.
You're going to self-destruct. That's what you're going to do.
Yes, and it's hard to get out of that. So if you get to that closet now while it's only half full, and you can start pulling things out and start doing that work, like she said, start doing that shadow work, you will be in a better place. It helped me a lot to do that because I'm not angry no more. I'm not putting my abandonment issues on my person that I'm with. I'm not needing him like I was looking for other people to love me. I was looking for men to love me because I was trying to get them to fill that void that my daddy supposed to do, but it's not their job. It was my job to love me first, because whether he was there or not, I'm my own person.
But
and
you
if
have
I
to learn how to do that.
Exactly. And it takes, when you get there and you realize it's gonna be a switch that's just gonna pop on, like I don't want to live like this no more. I don't want to do this anymore. You're gonna have to get up and say, baby, I can't do it. I gotta live for me. And even people that have kids, they realize afterwards. And I have people come like, when I first had my child, it was like I was stuck on this and I was stuck on what happened to me in my childhood. And then it took that, gotta do that work. So you want to spill that down to your kids so they can be happy, so they can have the best version of you that they can have. And a lot of times we don't realize, we talk about breaking generational curses. It was because our parents didn't have that. Our parents didn't have this when we got all of this stuff and all of these tools we have today to come directly to us, where we can go out there and seek it, basically, where we can teach our kids and pass that on down. So y'all just gotta do the work. It's gonna be hard, but you have to start somewhere. You do have to start somewhere.
And like I said, the first beginning is kind of like anything you do when you work out. That first time you go work out and you do all that stuff at the gym, you sore. You don't know how you gonna do it the next day, but somehow you still dig down deep inside to get something out of you that you need to keep it moving. And that's how it is with loving yourself and finding yourself. If you ask me, that's the that's the number one hardest thing I think it is for people to do. It's actually love themselves. It's so many people out here that are afraid to just sit with themselves. They have to always be talking to somebody, always be around somebody. They are literally afraid to just be by themselves. Why? Because when you're by yourself, you have to think. You have to really look yourself in the soul and understand, like, man, you know what I'm saying, I am kind of a manipulator, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to really admit that to yourself. So you're trying to find all these other people to occupy your time so that you don't have to go within. And if we keep doing that, our kids are never going to go within. Their kids are never, it's going to be a cycle like it is now. It means digging up those childhood traumas, digging up those low self-esteem thoughts that you have, those negative thoughts. Meditate, go dance in the park. Sometimes I literally go to the park and just dance, and I don't care who looking at me, y'all. I be so happy in the sun, in the grass, barefoot and all, don't care. So you have to do stuff like that. Me and Shalinda was talking, she do spiritual baths, all that. You can do these things to help get yourself mentally where you need to be.
We're doing the work and realizing a lot of people don't like to dig deep. And all my life, people have thought I was weird because I can get in my car and I don't want to hear a word. Don't put no music on in my car. People like, you're crazy. Like, how do you ride around with no music, just silent? Because my mind. I like to be within myself. Like, a lot of people, how can you go to sleep without a TV on? Or how can you be in a room? I can be in a room, the lights are completely off, no TV, no noise. I'm just with me. And I've always been like that. I'm not trying to escape because I want to feel those things. And a lot of people have a problem with feeling those things because they're scared of how I'm going to feel. It's going to make me cry. It's going to make me feel weak. It's power in being vulnerable with yourself. Even if you don't want to go out and be vulnerable with nobody else, take that time, y'all. When you get off work or even when you're going in, cut all that music off and just have that time to yourself just to reflect on whatever you need to reflect on. Take that time to feel good, feel open, whatever you need to do. Like she said, go dance in the grass, whatever it is. Like I said, mine is just simply riding in the car with no music on, just to feel everything. Or just get up. I get up and I listen to like I'm living my life like I'm golden, like just listening to that music. And then I get in the mirror and y'all, I be in there dancing, all kind of stuff. Ain't no telling what I be in there doing. And when I think back out, I'm like, girl, you was crazy. You was really silly.
And what
because
you're
you
doing
gotta
is
feel that in your spirit, y'all.
What you're doing is raising, what I say is raising your vibration.
Yes, ma'am.
But being around yourself is a part of self-love. Being within your thoughts and your own mind, not taking on and soaking up what everybody else feel and what everybody else say. Understand what you like. A lot of people don't even know what they like for real because they're taking on everybody else, you know what I'm saying, thoughts and actions and feelings and all of that. So we are literally, as human beings, we are like sponges. Be alone, go get in nature. First of all, think about your actions and thoughts and feelings before you actually start reacting. That's a part of self-love too. Because a lot of us, we react so quickly. Now we mad at ourselves because we allow somebody to get us there.
Right.
And now we feeling some type of way about ourselves now.
Stop carrying other people's burdens, okay? You already have enough of your own. And I say this to y'all because I do it. I had a problem where I take on everybody else's problems, where I couldn't even think about myself. I couldn't even get up and think about what I needed to do for myself that day because I'm worried about somebody else and their issues. You can't pour from an empty glass. I know y'all hear that a lot. You cannot pour from an empty glass because you're going to get tired. You're going to get up every day and it's going to be a struggle for you to move because you're carrying on everybody else's burdens. Release them because you already have your own every day. And when I tell you on this spiritual journey, it's not all smiles, laughs, and happiness. A lot comes with that. You're going to have your days where it's going to be hard to get out of bed. When you're with yourself and you're truly, there's going to be days where it's going to be rough. But when I heard something, and this is something that sticks with me, if you are still living today, if you're watching this video right now, you have made it through 100% of all of your bad days. 100% of every bad day that you done had, you done made it through it. Think about that. Whatever you went through, you made it to get up another day and try again. So your journey is not done yet. You have more, you have the strength and that power within you that you don't even know you have because you're scared to go after it. Stop letting that fear hold you back. Get up. Go after it. Pour into yourself. Bring that light into you. So when you do go out, you can pour that into others and they spirits feel. They feel you when you walk up to them. They feel how you make them feel. And when you find that within yourself, you're open enough to be able to give that to other people. But until then, stop carrying other people's burdens until you get yourself in a better place. This is your life. Get up and make yourself feel good. Embody that self-love. Even if that is getting up, and some people, get up and put your makeup on when you're in the mirror, you feeling yourself. You do your hair. You talk to yourself. You get up and, when I turn around, oh girl, I done lost 10 pounds. You looking at yourself in the mirror because you worried about that you ain't got to them 60-pound goals. You ain't got 30 yet. So you down on yourself. But you done got down 10.
Right.
You started somewhere. You got there. You them first 10, baby. I know that was hard. So start celebrating your small wins.
Give yourself credit. Give yourself credit.
Exactly. So celebrate your small wins. That first 10 pounds, baby, you did it. Now let's get to that next 10 and that next 10 so you can get to your goal. And when you get there, you can feel, okay, I look big. I remember when I did my first 10, how I was feeling. I was in the mirror feeling like, oh, baby, you can't tell me nothing. Now you get that next, it's all about you. Get up and start today, because you keep waiting, you keep pushing it off, you wondering why you're not getting nowhere because you haven't started. It starts today. And when we say soul talk, we're going to be real here. We're going to give you some real. We're not just telling you that, oh, it's going to be easy and you should do this. No, we're telling you it's going to be hard, but you can get through it because you have the strength and the power within you to do so.
We also have to be vulnerable. So like Shalinda came on here, y'all, and she told y'all something that was basically a childhood trauma for her, and she wasn't scared or she didn't hold back. That is allowing, that's what you call letting your light shine, because you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable in front of people, to other people, not only for your own self-healing, but also to help others. And that's another part of self-healing or self-love. You have to do right by other people, y'all. You cannot be out here creating karma and be trying to do self-love techniques to love yourself better. It's not going to work. You have to do right by other people. You have to, that saying that they say, oh, treat others the way that you want to be treated, that's real. Because if you don't, you could be out here messing with somebody that is a whole, protected one out here. You do something wrong to them, and now you can't understand why your life going sideways. And you're not going to love yourself if you're doing that. Because you're gonna know that you did something wrong to somebody. You're going to know you treated somebody bad, and in the back of your mind, you're not going to be able to forget that. Yeah. And you're not going to be able to love yourself.
You're not going to be able to be authentically holding yourself, because you can't forgive yourself because you haven't told these people about what you've done. So if you can't forgive yourself, you're not going to be able to add that into other people. Be truthful. Be honest. Even with yourself. A lot of people don't want to do that, because if you have to be honest with yourself about who you really are, like she said earlier, you might be a manipulator. You might be the one that's causing problems. You may have those issues that you haven't healed from, and you're putting it on them. But you got to get it done, because you can't go, like she said, you cannot do people wrong and expect to live a healthy, fulfilling life. That's not how life works. You might feel good in the moment. You might get that that little pleasure out of it, whatever you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's not going to make you feel good about yourself. So you're going to continue down that path because it done got comfortable, and it's the only thing you know. When you know you're wrong, or you're going to get up and make that change. And if you're really ready to make that change, you will dig deep and say, okay, this is who I've been. I am a manipulator. I am the disrespectful one. I am the hurtful one. I do hurt the people that I love, or the people that love me. You have to do that, because if not, like you said, you're not going to be able to be you.
Right.
You can't, like you said, holding it, doing that karma, you bringing that karma into yourself, and you wondering why my life not going right, why things not going for me, why things not moving the way I want them to move. Because truthfully, you can't move stuff because you're stuck on sitting in what you did.
And when she was saying talk to yourself, I hope that it's 2021. I hope y'all not out here still thinking that talking to yourself is crazy. Because if you're not talking to yourself, then you're not going within at all. And you're not loving yourself at all. How can you have conversations and be talking to everybody else, but you're not giving yourself that conversation that you need to be better as a person? You have to literally sit back and ask yourself, man, did I handle that situation wrong? Was I being a little bit overly dramatic? You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to, a part of self, because it's going to be things that continue to happen in your life. I'll say that for me, when I was a teenager, growing up, an adolescent, in those stages, when stuff used to happen to me, I used to think the literal world was finna end. And I made everything all about myself because it was something new to me. Trauma, pain, hurt. I was growing. I was so in my essence and so pure as a child that all of this stuff in the world just started bombarding me. And we was talking about this the other day. When you have a pure heart, when you move with good intentions all the time, it's kind of like you a target. You a walking target. And it's like you want to be so loving, you want to be your pure self, but you're scared. You don't know, like, okay, if I be nice and I be myself, am I gonna get hurt again? And then after so long getting hurt, and I ain't talking about just relationships, I'm talking about just the world, period. Not getting the job application or the job that you applied for, stuff like that, rejection, humiliation, all of this stuff piles up on top of you, and you it's kind of like that man, that statue of that man, and he's kind of like chipping away at the stone. You have to chip away at all of that stone, all of that dirt, all of that negativity to find your true self, to find who you really are.
Because this is life, and like she said, we're all gonna go through something. It's never gonna be where you don't have troubles. But one thing I also have learned is give yourself a grieving period. And what I mean by this, I give myself 4 days. When I'm going through something and it's hard on me and it's heavy, you have to have a process to know, okay, after them 4 days, it's time to get up and go. I can't keep sitting in this. And like she said, sometimes feel like the world is just falling down on you. It's crashing. And you feel like, I'm going through this. You're not the only one, baby, because there's somebody out there going through something worse than you are.
And you're going to keep going through it.
Exactly. But you got to have that drive, that get up and go. I don't have time to waste.
Right.
Because we're not promised tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And that's just plain and simple and real. We're not. So what can I do today that can make me feel good today? To where if I can get up tomorrow, it instill to what it's going to move into how my day is going to be tomorrow. I can't keep sitting in this hurt, in this pain, in this anger. Because what you angry for? Are you still angry about something that happened 10 years ago? Where is that getting you? It happened. I'm not saying forget it. I'm saying get up, forgive whatever happened. Get up and make that decision to go on with your life. To start being happy with yourself. Walking in your purest form. Going out here. I don't care if you walk into Walmart and somebody done pissed you off in there. Why you giving them that power? Why you letting them have that over you to the point when you walk out of here pissed off and that's the only thing you talking about for the rest of the day?
The rest of the day.
Man, and it's like that. I'm not saying it don't happen because it done happened to me. One small thing ruined my whole day. How is that fair to me that I allow somebody else or something else that happened to ruin my whole day, and that person is going on, that situation is going on about their life like that didn't even happen, and I'm sitting around here mad about it the whole day? Get up and tell yourself, I don't care when, what, how, or what's going to happen today. I'm going to have a good day. Mm-hmm. And whatever don't, they can look at the back of you walking off. Don't let it happen to y'all. Get up.
And another thing about self-love that I want to talk about is stop sharing all of your ideas and thoughts with everybody. Because that negativity, sometimes you share an idea with someone and they completely knock it down. And now you're looking at yourself like, man, that was stupid. I don't know why I said that. But at the end of the day, they're dealing with self-esteem problems themselves. So that's why they're coming at you negative. And you sharing your ideas and thoughts with people, they don't believe in you like you believe in your things. Stop thinking that you have to prove everything to everybody. Because you working overtime for everybody else. Yes. And ain't nobody trying to work overtime for themselves. And that's why we got a world full of craziness right now. Because everybody is worried about the next person.
Trying to prove to them that I do this and I got this and I'm this person. I ain't got to prove nothing to anybody. Because at the end of the day, if I can prove it to myself and I get up every day and I give 100%, I give 120%, I don't care what nobody else got to say about me. Because they're not the ones living my life. And they're miserable themselves trying to figure themselves out, and they trying to pour that onto you. You ain't got to wear what somebody else wear. You ain't got to move how nobody else move. You ain't got to listen to what nobody else say, because it's your life. Like she said, they're not going to be, a lot of people can't support you because they don't even know how to support themselves. So how they going to support what you got going on when they can't even do it themselves?
All right.
Just when they do, they down your dreams and your goals or whatever you got going on, say, okay, that's your opinion. But guess what? I'm going to show you better than I can tell you that this is what I want to do. And you ain't got to be on board. But this is my life, and I get to choose how I want to live it. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your grandparents, what I don't care, I don't care who it is. Go after what you want to do, because in your soul, when you do what you want to do, you feel good. And at the end of the day, they going to still go on, like I said, living their lives how they want to live their lives, but they trying to tell you how to live yours. Don't do it.
And at the end of the day, as long as you doing right by people and doing what you want, because y'all, a lot of people will take that message and be like, okay, I can do what I want.
It's a balance.
Right.
It's all about balance. So when she's talking about me saying pour into yourself, love yourself, do what you need to do so you don't listen to other people, but she's telling you it's that other side of that balance of saying, okay, but also be able to do this. So when you fill your cup up and you're able to pour into other cups, do it. Do what you need to do to be able to show the world that walk fully in your purpose. That's truly what it's about. Walking in your purpose, feeling everything about you, loving you, healing you, providing yourself with the tools and everything you need to get up to make each one of your days easier than they were in the past. To walking fully in your spirit, to know that you are walking in light, that you're walking in love, that you're walking in happiness. It is your life, your purpose. Keep moving.
Keep moving.
And we want to say, y'all, welcome to Soul Talk. This is our very first episode, and we really hope this is connecting with you, that you got something from this message. Comment below and let us know how you feel, how this message resonates with you. What do you do to add into your self-love? Just let us know, y'all. We definitely thank y'all for coming to visit us on this very first episode. And
first, we say you have to love other people or treat other people the way that you want to be treated. You have to forgive yourself for whatever trauma, whatever pain, whatever hurt that you dealt with. Forgive yourself for that. What else we say, Shalonda?
Talking about being happy with yourself, finding your happiness, your peace, and being truly connected with your inner self. So like, take that time for yourself to be alone.
Sit with yourself.
Yes, sit with yourself and feel that, so you can know what you need to change about yourself.
Right.
Be prideful in who you are. Walk with that confidence. Embody that self-love and let it show out to the world. Even if it's just as simple as going out and dancing in the middle of the field, that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Don't care what other people think.
Yeah. So y'all take those key points. We are not just preaching. We're actually practicing what we're saying. We're going through this spiritual journey just like you guys. So so let's just all take this information, continue to build ourselves up, continue to trust in ourselves, go in and listen to your intuition. That's another thing. That's like the number one. Listen to your intuition. Always treat people the way you want to be treated and live your life. Do what makes you happy. Love other people, love yourself, and be your best and greatest higher self.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So yes, y'all, we welcome y'all back for the next episode. We hope to see y'all. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, your family, and come back to see us. Bye, y'all.
Bye.